Hello, everyone. Greetings, everybody. I'm Priyanjali from Beautiful Spotless Skin team. I'm sure all of you must be keeping good health. You must have come across people, especially women, with brown colored patches on their face. They seem like freckle like spots forming large flat patches. This is nothing but melasma. Melasma is a common chronic skin condition in India. According to studies conducted across four Indian cities, reveal that more than 80% of the population present skin color heterogeneity on the face, irrespective of age and gender. This heterogeneity mainly results from hyperpigmented spot and melasma. Indian skin tone is more susceptible to pigmentary disorders. It occurs mainly in women, which is 90%, and 10% of all males of all ethnic and racial group. Around 20 to 30% of 40 to 65-year-old women present facial melasma. Melasma and hyperpigmentation is generally ignored as a sign of aging and often misunderstood as a skin condition. Melasma sufferers have been misinformed about aspects of this common hyperpigmentation issue. This can lead to frustration setback in treatment. To avoid all these hassles and to keep you informed today, we are here to know more about the management of melasma from our expert. So let's connect today with our skin expert, Dr. Survi Sharma from Meerut. Introducing Dr. Survi, the esteemed founder and medical director of Dermalux Skin Clinic, is a distinguished dermatologist with significant experience in diagnosing and managing diverse dermatological conditions across all age groups. As a top tier graduate with a gold medal in MD dermatology from Vardhman Mahavir Medical College and Safdarjung Hospital, Dr. Survi's commitment to excellence is unwavering. Her dedication to continuous learning and professional development has been evident throughout her career. Having practiced successfully in prestigious clinics in Mumbai and Delhi, Dr. Survi has acquired extensive experience in managing diverse clientele, including celebrities. Her proficiency in a wide array of anti aging procedures, surgical interventions, and advanced hair care treatments has earned her widespread recognition. As the founder and medical director of Dermalux Skin Clinic, Dr. Survi is thrilled to extend her expertise to Meerut. With a steadfast commitment to delivering personalized care and remaining at the forefront of dermatological advancements, Dr. Survi eagerly anticipates serving the community and assisting her patients in achieving youthful, vibrant skin. With her expertise today, Doctor will enlighten us more on melasma and its management. So, over to you, Doctor. Firstly, we would like to welcome you to today's platform. Our first question for you would be, what is melasma?
Okay, thank you, Priyanjali. First of all, I would like to thank IPCA for taking this initiative. July is the month of melasma awareness, and this is a very good, like you have taken a very good initiative to sensitize people about it. So let's talk about melasma without further delay. See, melasma is a pigmentary condition. It's basically dyspigmentation or hyperpigmentation where you see brown or black color patches, especially on the cheeks. So you must have seen people with butterfly like brown color patches around the cheeks, around the nose. You can also get it around the forehead as well as the upper lip, in fact, the chin. So we divide them in different types, but more or less it's a pigmentary condition which you commonly see on in women. It's a hyperpigmentary condition.
Right. So now that we know what is melasma, doctor, the main issue with any condition or any disease is identifying the disease. So, how does one know in the initial stage that this is melasma and now I should visit the dermatologist?
Basically, usually the diagnosis is made by a dermat only, but what you can see, minor what you can actually identify is it's a blotchy kind of a pigment. It starts as a small dot, commonly symmetrically on the both cheeks, where this is the common site. It starts as a small dot, and with sun exposure, या फिर heat exposure, it starts increasing or starts getting darker. If you see a brownish spot, especially in women around the age of 20s to 40s, especially in pregnancy or when they're hitting their menopause, if you see that kind of a brown spot increasing in size or getting darker, That means,
Hmm.
which is abnormal, because normally you have even skin tone. If you see that blotch, you need to visit a dermatologist to identify whether it's melasma or not. But as I've told you, if you're a woman in between 20s to 40s, symmetrically you're getting that blotchy pigment, you should visit a dermat.
Right. So how does one not confuse it with freckles? Freckles has also some kind of same formation, but how does one know that this is not freckles? And normally the issue arises when they prolong it. So that is the time when it spreads. So how do we not confuse it with freckles?
So freckles basically come as a small 1 to 2 millimeter spots around the malar bridge, and they're increased with sun exposure. They are
Hmm.
not related to a specific age or a hormonal condition. You can get it in teenagers, you can get it in older age groups also, in children also. And the size of the freckle as well, first is the size, which is the freckle
Hmm.
is usually 1 to 2 millimeters. Melasma is a big blotch of pigment, can go up to 5 centimeter or 6 centimeters. Secondly, freckles, sometimes if you're doing your sun protection adequately, they can go down, they can reduce also, they can go by themselves also. Melasma usually doesn't, because sun exposure is not the only reason you get melasma. Freckles is not that much related to hormonal conditions, melasma is. So,
Hmm.
of course, the dermat will be the ideal person to differentiate. But these are a few pointers which you can how you can differentiate between both of them.
Right. So, what can be the main cause behind melasma? As you have already mentioned that pregnancy can be one of the reason. What are the other causes behind it?
See, most common causes UV exposure or sun exposure. UV matlab
Hmm.
UVA, UVB. Not only UV exposure but visible light and infrared radiation. Heat is also there. There is a recent study where a lot of they were patients taken from all over India, and they saw that heat is also a sole cause of increasing melasma. So infrared radiation. Second is the hormones. Whenever you are in your pregnancy, there is a hormonal change. When you hit your menopause, there is a hormonal change. Usually, it is said that estrogen and progesterone both are causative agents. So, whenever there is a spike, you get melasma. But it's more of progesterone than estrogen, because when you are hitting your menopause, your estrogen goes down, but progesterone is still up. Thirdly, genetics. So if you have family history of melasma, there is a 30% chance that you will get melasma. Fourth is basically, it's if you're on certain kind of drugs. So there are certain photosensitive drugs like griseofulvin or phenytoin. So if you're on long term on these medications, you are more sensitive to the sun. So, and of course, the race. So, it's more commonly seen in Asians, in Hispanics, in Middle Eastern people. They are more prone to melasma. So, these are the common causes of melasma.
Right. Doctor, speaking of heat, you mentioned, can the heat also come from the place where we are cooking? I mean, the heat from oven, like housewives who
Very
daily has a routine of cooking day and night. So, can that also be the reason?
Yes, it is the reason. So whenever I get my melasma patients, मेरे पास अगर कोई भी melasma का patient आता है, I always tell them, see, I know that you have to cook, but
Hmm.
आपको you have to take breaks in between or have a fan or a cooler or an AC around it. I know it's difficult. Nowadays there are certain fans that are also available where you can carry with yourself, and they keep on giving you that cold
Hmm.
air
Hmm.
bring down the temperature. So this is the common thing which
Right.
I tell my patients, because it has been shown that infrared rays and heat can actually stimulate melasma. So yes,
Right.
if long hours of cooking and being in heat can also cause melasma. It's a very important
Right.
pointer which you have to remember.
Right, right. Again, speaking of another cause which you have just mentioned, uh, uh, heat, we have already talked about it, and sun rays. You said hormonal changes, genetics can be another reason. We know genetics is something that we can't control; it's not under our control. But the reason why it is coming because of the hormonal change. Can that be controlled if we visit the dermat immediately?
No, I mean, see, pregnancy is a physiological condition. It's not a disease. It's a
Mm,
normal thing which happens. Now, it's your body. There will be a surge of hormones. If your cells, if your skin cells, which have the melanocytes, they are more sensitive to the hormone, you can't take anything. We do not give hormonal medication to control the melasma. Yes, there are some oral medications to reduce the melasma, but hormonal treatment की जरूरत नहीं है because pregnancy is a physiological condition. Any which ways oral medications are not recommended. Coming to menopausal, again melasma के लिए we do not give any hormonal medication. The only thing is that you have to have other you have if you can't control certain factors like your genes or you cannot control your hormonal profile, you can at least control things which are modifiable. Like अगर आप sun exposure में आपका ज़्यादा आप रहते हैं तो you have to use sunscreen very regularly. You have to reapply your sunscreen. Use a broad spectrum sunscreen which gives you protection from UVA, UVB, in fact IR as well as the visible light. So and reapply it regularly. So this is something which you can control. Genetics and hormones, in fact, it's not. I mean, we don't give medications. There is a condition
mm,
called as thyroid. So hypothyroidism is also associated with melasma. So if you are hypothyroid, I would suggest be regular with your medication because sometimes if you are not taking medicines, it does not respond that beautifully. So yes, that is one area where we would like to correct the thyroid. That is connected with melasma. So उस पे हम treatment दे सकते हैं.
right. Now, moving ahead, doctor, what is the difference between melasma and hyperpigmentation?
All right. So hyperpigmentation is a blanket term. It's a regular English word. It's a medical term. Hyper means बहुत ज़्यादा. Pigmentation
Hmm,
means pigment बन रहा है. ठीक है? So
hmm,
hyperpigmentation के around 30 to 50 causes हो सकते हैं. And it's just a term. So you can have freckle is also a kind of a hyperpigmentation. Melasma is also a kind of hyperpigmentation. Tanning is also a kind of hyperpigmentation. So it's a blanket term, and under it melasma is one entity which has its own pathological process where you see hyperpigmentation. So do not confuse. If your doctor says hyperpigmentation is just a term that आपको समझाने के लिए कि आपको pigment ज़्यादा बन रहा है, means your melanin or the pigment which is formed by the melanocytes, it's forming more in quantity. There are more number of melanosomes, but melasma is completely a medical problem. It's a medical disease which is a part of hyperpigmentation.
right. तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि all melasma is hyperpigmentation, but all
Yeah,
hyperpigmentation is not melasma.
एग्जैक्टली. सो ऑल मेलाज्मा, जैसे मैंने बोला कि मेलाज्मा में कलर ब्राउन या ब्लैक हो जाता है, आपके नॉर्मल स्किन कलर से ज्यादा हो जाता है, तो यू कैन से ऑल मेलाज्मा इज यूजुअली हाइपर पिगमेंटेशन, बट ऑल हाइपर पिगमेंटेशन इज नॉट मेलाज्मा. हाइपर पिगमेंटेशन के अराउंड 50 to 100 कॉजेज हो सकते हैं.
Right,
यस.
right. Moving ahead, doctor, risk factors क्या involve है melasma के साथ? What are the risk factors?
रिस्क फैक्टर्स वही जो हमने अभी डिस्कस किया कि रिस्क फैक्टर्स जैसे कि अगर आप वुमेन, यू आर अ फीमेल, सो इट्स नॉट कि फीमेल्स में ही कॉमन होता है, मेल्स में नहीं होता. मेल्स में भी देखा जाता है, बट इट्स मोर कॉमन. सर्टेन प्रॉब्लम्स आर मोर कॉमन इन फीमेल्स because of estrogen and progesterone. So female, being a female, 20 to 40-year-old, pregnancy or postmenopausal, these are the risk factors. जो हमने causes discuss किए हैं वही risk factors हैं. Sun exposure, UV exposure is again a risk factor. Other than that, it is not associated with your food. It is not. If you are deficient in certain kind of like micronutrients can trigger, but not a direct cause or a major risk factor. Sun exposure and hormones and females are the major risk factor. So that is the thing.
राइट, राइट। हम सन एक्सपोज़र के बारे में बार-बार कह रहे हैं। यू हैव ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ सनस्क्रीन नाउअडेज़। तो ये जो सनस्क्रीन का जो ये इम्पोर्टेंस आज के डेट में हमें इतना समझ में आ रहा है। आई मीन व्हेन वी वर यंग वी वर नेवर आस्क्ड टू अप्लाई सनस्क्रीन। आई रिमेंबर मैंने कभी अपने बचपन में सनस्क्रीन अप्लाई नहीं किया है। सो व्हाई हैज़ दिस चेंज सो ड्रास्टिकली अराइव्ड? आई स्टिल रिमेंबर कि बचपन में वी वर हमें आस्क्ड कि आप धूप में बैठो थोड़ी देर, चाहे वो
Yes.
दिन हो चाहे दोपहर हो, वी वर आस्क्ड टू सिट अंडर द सन। मैंने आई थिंक अपनी लाइफ का एक बहुत ज्यादा टाइम धूप में बिताया है, बट आई हैव नेवर अप्लाइड सनस्क्रीन बिफोर दैट। आई थिंक बहुत लोग ये सोच रहे होंगे कि आजकल जितने भी ये कंपनीज है जो प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं, स्किन केयर प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं, चाहे सनस्क्रीन प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं, मे बी ये इनका मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी है, दैट दे आर डूइंग दिस जस्ट टू सेल द प्रोडक्ट्स। देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आई हैव मेट हु सेज कि ये सब जरूरत नहीं है, वी आर एनीवे फाइन। बट वी ऑल्सो सी आर डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट नाउअडेज सेइंग कि सनस्क्रीन लगाइए आप लोग,
लगानी
बहुत
चाहिए.
ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। चाहे आप बाहर रहो, चाहे आप घर में रहो, चाहे आप स्क्रीन के सामने बैठो, एनीवेयर सनस्क्रीन इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ आवर स्किन केयर। तो डॉक्टर ये चेंज कैसे इतनी जल्दी क्यों, एंड इज इट रियली इम्पोर्टेंट? क्या सनस्क्रीन लगाना सच में जरूरी है?
Definitely, Priyanjali, sunscreen लगाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. You are absolutely right. When I was not a medical resident, even I didn't used to apply sunscreen. The only time I used to apply it when I was going on a beach or when I was going to travel. That's the thing. Even we were not taught to apply sunscreen. As I became a medical resident, I understood the importance of sunscreen. So होता क्या है जब हम छोटे होते, when we are young and when we are adolescent, our skin is good, but the damage starts happening from that age. It doesn't show
Hmm.
at that point of time. आपको when you're in your 18, 16 or 20s तब आपको damage नहीं दिखेगा, but it's always cumulative damage. वो damage छोटा 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 इकट्ठा होके when you're in your 30s, when you're in your 35, 40 year of age, then it starts showing not only signs of aging but other things also. सनस्क्रीन का जो मेजर इशू है वो रेज हुआ था इन कॉकेशियंस, मेनली जो वेस्टर्न कम्युनिटी है, बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव ब्राउन स्किन, उनकी वाइट स्किन होती है एंड दे आर मच मोर प्रोन टू स्किन कैंसर्स, एंड दैट्स व्हाई सनस्क्रीन हैड अ बूम. ये सेइंग ना कि आजकल क्यों सनस्क्रीन का इतना बूम हो रहा है, वो इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द वेस्टर्न कम्युनिटी. अगर आप किसी इंडियन और एक वेस्टर्न को कंपेयर करेंगे, हम इंडियंस में मेलानिन दिस ब्राउन पिगमेंट ज़्यादा होता है एंड वेस्टर्न में कम होता है. सबसे पहले नेचुरल सनस्क्रीन हम लोगों के पास ज़्यादा है, सो मेलानिन इज कॉल्ड एज अ नेचुरल सनस्क्रीन बिकॉज इट प्रोटेक्ट्स अस फ्रॉम स्किन कैंसर्स. अगर आप देखेंगे आपको कभी भी अपने इंडियन बिल बोर्ड्स पे कभी भी स्किन कैंसर के बारे में कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं मिलेगी, बिकॉज इट्स लेस कॉमन इन इंडियन कम्युनिटी और इन एशियन कम्युनिटी. Whereas if you actually see in Western countries, उनके boards, उनकी information बहुत उनकी proper screening होती है skin cancers के लिए, because they are much more prone. So because of those skin
Hmm.
cancers high incidence, sunscreen got a boom in the Western community. Now, if you talk about Western as well as us, हम लोग जब एज करते हैं तो वी एज मोर विद पिगमेंटेशन, वी एज विद मोर विद ब्लैकनेस ऑन द फेस, रिंकल्स कम बनते हैं. वेस्टर्न कम्युनिटी में ज़्यादा रिंकलिंग होती है, सो रिंकलिंग एज वेल एज स्किन कैंसर्स आर मोर. हम लोगों को सनस्क्रीन लगाने की ज़रूरत मिनिमम 30 SPF हम बोलते हैं, जस्ट टू हैव एन इवन स्किन टोन, delaying the signs of aging. That is
Hmm.
why we are said, we are told to apply sunscreen. उन लोगों के लिए sunscreen is a very important part because skin cancers are very the incidence is very high. So yes, if you are an Indian, if you are in an Asian community, you still have to apply sunscreen just to have a good skin tone, because as I told you, it's a cumulative damage. अभी आपको कुछ नहीं दिखेगा, लेकिन आगे जाके वो age spots, freckling and chances of melasma बढ़ जाते हैं. इसलिए that's the only reason. Otherwise skin cancers are less likely to happen. If it happens, then there may be other reasons, but that's why sunscreen is important even in our community. I think that answers the question that why sunscreen is
Right.
important.
वेरी वेरी ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन डॉक्टर। वेल, ये तो हमें पता चल गया कि जरूरी है सनस्क्रीन, पर क्या सच में एजिंग के सिम्टम्स कम देखने को मिलते हैं आफ्टर द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ सनस्क्रीन फॉर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम?
Yes, 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 yes. एक्चुअली जैसे मैंने बोला, इंडियन कम्युनिटी के एजिंग साइंस इज मोर विद पिगमेंटेशन. अगर आप नोटिस करोगे अराउंड दी आई, ये वाला एरिया और ये वाला एरिया ज्यादा
हम्म.
पिगमेंट होता है. रिंकल हम करेंगे 60, 40, 45, 50 के बाद रिंकलिंग स्टार्ट हो जाती है. हमारी स्किन
राइट.
पिकल भी होती है. अगर आप बचपन से अराउंड 16 ईयर्स से सनस्क्रीन लगा रहे हो, यू विल नोटिस अ पर्सन हु इज नॉट अप्लाइंग सनस्क्रीन एंड अ पर्सन हु इज अप्लाइंग सनस्क्रीन व्हेन दे रीच द 35 and 40, the skin quality will be higher, better in person who was applying sunscreen. So there is something called as intrinsic aging and there is something called as extrinsic. इंट्रिंसिक मतलब अंदर अंदरूनी एजिंग, जो हम रेगुलर आप
Hmm.
भी करोगे मैं भी करूंगी, हम सब एज करते हैं, ठीक है.
Hmm.
एक्सट्रिंसिक
Hmm.
मतलब बाहर से कुछ जो भी हो रहा है. सो बाहर से क्या क्या आ रहा है, एक तो सन आ रहा है हमारा, एक हम लोगों का लाइक योर पोल्यूशन, द टाइप ऑफ फूड, द न्यूट्रिशन यू हैव, ऑल दीज थिंग्स मैटर. So if somebody is applying sunscreen, they will mostly undergo intrinsic and you are reducing the extrinsic, bahari factors आप कम कर रहे हो. And the person who's not applying sunscreen, अंदरूनी एजिंग तो हो ही रही है बट साथ के साथ एक्सटेंसिक उसको और जल्दी कर रही है, समझ रहे हैं. So it is actually accelerating the the aging process. So that's why, yes, to reduce the first anti-aging thing you can do is at least reduce that extrinsic factors by applying a sunscreen. And the quantity of the sunscreen also matters, Priyanjali. इतनी सी सनस्क्रीन लगाने से कोई प्रोटेक्शन नहीं होती. इट इज इक्वल टू नॉट अप्लाइंग वन. Exactly, they say that at least half a teaspoon for the face as well as the neck. Coverage proper होनी चाहिए because we Indians have a good sweating tendency. We are living in a tropical country. Ideally, reapplication is very important, and reapplication should be at least 3 to 4 hours. Now,
Hmm.
today we are talking about melasma. So melasma, क्योंकि वो एक medical condition है, तो उनके लिए sunscreen mandatory हो जाता है, and reapplication is also very important. बिकॉज
Right.
अब 3 घंटे बाद अगर वो सब निकल गया और आप बाहर धूप में जा रहे हो, इवन अगर आप घर पे हो, लाइट आती ही है खिड़की से फ्रॉम योर विंडो, एंड दीज यूवीए यूवीबी आर रिफ्लेक्टेड बैक. Even the visible light or the blue light we're talking about, they can stimulate melasma. So therefore, reapplication becomes very important for melasma patients.
राइट. डॉक्टर, आपने थोड़ी देर पहले मेलानिन के बारे में भी बात किया.
Yes.
तो देयर इज अ प्रोडक्ट इन इन द मार्केट नाउअडेज, पीपल आर हैविंग इट रिलीजियसली. तो ये ग्लूटाथायोन का भी काम वही होता है. तो क्या उसके बाद पेशेंट्स दे गेट प्रोन टू स्किन कैंसर? ये पॉसिबल है क्या? थोड़ा सा ज्यादा.
Melasma is not a cancerous condition. There is no study. I don't know. There is no study regarding melasma being a cancerous condition. Coming back to glutathione. So glutathione is an antioxidant.
हम्म.
Basically, glutathione क्या करता है? See, हमारी body में there is something called as eumelanin or pheomelanin. अब मैं एक
हम्म.
general basic terminology बताती हूँ. अब जैसे
जी.
मैंने कहा कि इंडियन पेशेंट्स में वी आर मोर ब्राउनर, राइट. सो
हम्म.
हमें
हम्म.
यू मिलानिन ज्यादा बनता है. यू मिलानिन इज मच मोर ब्राउन एंड ब्लैकिश इन कलर, ठीक है. टॉकिंग अबाउट द वेस्टर्न कम्युनिटी, व्हाई दे आर सो फेयर, बिकॉज उनमें फियो मिलानिन का कंटेंट ज्यादा होता है. फियो मींस थोड़ा सा रेडिश और येलोइश येलोइश मिलानिन बनेगा उनको. सो दे आर मच मोर फेयरर, ठीक है. सो ग्लूटाथायोन नॉट ओनली इज एन एंटीऑक्सीडेंट जो सन एक्सपोजर या बाकी प्रोसेस की वजह से जो हमारी बॉडी में फ्री रेडिकल्स बन रहे हैं वो उसको स्कैवेंज करता है एंड एंटीऑक्सीडेंट की तरह काम करता है, बट ऑल्सो इट ट्रांसफर्स, इट डेविएट्स द साइकिल टुवर्ड्स मोर फॉर्मेशन ऑफ फियोमेलानिन, वेयर आपका वो येलो वाला मिलानिन ज्यादा बनता है. तो बोला जाता है कि हाँ, ग्लूटाथायोन लेने से आपको ग्लो आ जाएगा बिकॉज इट्स एन एंटीऑक्सीडेंट and it revitalizes your skin and thoda sa like it doesn't make you gora, it doesn't make you fair, but yes,
हम्म.
one shade lighter or a even skin tone aa jata hai. Please
हम्म.
remember, to all my patients, always be under a dermatologist. It's still,
राइट.
even if it's a supplement, it's a drug, it has to be given in a particular way. Do not go
हम्म.
beyond your limits, going to salons or any other
राइट.
non-qualified people to get it done, because still, if you're taking it as a supplement orally or as well as in IV form, which is nowadays खुलेआम there is a propagation of promote किया जा रहा है ये चीज. आप
हम्म. हम्म.
still it is metabolized through your liver and it is excreted through your kidneys. Your organs are involved. आपको आप किसी नॉन क्वालिफाइड पर्सन के पास जाएंगे, they might not be able to detect things whether it is suitable for you or not suitable for you. So therefore, always visit a dermatologist or a qualified practitioner who can take care of your other things also, because sometimes you have comorbidities or you have underlying conditions which you won't be able to identify but a doctor will. So IV के लिए तो please be careful. do it, and if you actually need it, your dermat will be able to identify कि आपको जरूरत है भी कि नहीं. सबको जरूरी नहीं कि सभी कराएं, बट जिनको जरूरत है आप करा लीजिए, बट अंडर अ डॉक्टर. एंड सेकेंडली, ओरल ग्लूटाथायोन सप्लीमेंट्स भी 365 डेज इन अ वीक, मंथ नहीं लेना होता, ईयर नहीं लेना होता, 365 days in a year. You have to be in a cyclical manner, because again, even if it's a supplement, it is something which is metabolized by your liver and excreted through your kidneys, so you don't have to overburden them, right? That's my
राइट.
message to all the people.
वेल,
Yes.
दैट वाज एग्जैक्टली आई वाज ट्राइंग टू आस्क कि बहुत लोग आजकल सेल्फ मेडिकेट कर रहे हैं या केमिस्ट के पास जा रहे हैं या अपने दोस्त से पूछ ले रहे हैं कि कौन सा प्रोडक्ट आप ले रहे हो, तो दीज
आजकल
आर
there is a cap on the dosage of glutathione also. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने किया है, तो आप सही कह रहे हैं कि कहीं से भी ले लेते हैं, ऐसा नहीं करना. डोसेज कितना
नहीं
लेना है,
करना
कैसे
चाहिए.
लेना है, वो सब मैटर करता है. यस.
वेल, दैट वाज द एक्सपर्ट एडवाइस फॉर टुडे. आप सभी ने सुन लिया, तो प्लीज, अगर डेफिनेटली अगर आप चाहते हो कि स्किन में कोई चेंजेस आए, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ राइट वे ऑफ डूइंग इट. हमारे एक्सपर्ट हमेशा मौजूद है आपके लिए. विजिट योर नियरेस्ट डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट, मेक श्योर कि आप उनके गाइडेंस में ही ले रहे हैं, एंड देन यू कैन डू व्हाटएवर यू वांट. आपको बेस्ट पॉसिबल एडवाइस देने के लिए कोई बैठा हुआ है. प्लीज अपने आप को तकलीफ ना दें. मूविंग अहेड विद द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, डॉक्टर, सनस्क्रीन के बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे थोड़ी देर पहले. लेट्स टॉक अ लिटिल बिट मोर अबाउट इट. The main problem arises with sunscreen is choosing the right sunscreen. So how do we choose the right sunscreen? Skin type के हिसाब से कौन सा sunscreen better होगा? If you could please help with that.
Yes. So if you have basically acne prone or an oily skin, we recommend you to use a gel based sunscreen or a water based sunscreen which does not feel heavy on the face. And basically साइंस में हम पढ़ते थे कि इमल्जन्स होते हैं, वाटर एंड ऑयल, ऑयल इन वाटर. So जिसमें oil content, because already you have an oily skin, you don't want to apply something which is an oily concentration. So
Hmm.
gel based
Hmm.
and water based preferred in people who have an oily or an acne prone skin. People who have a normal skin, they can apply either cream base or matte finish, जो भी उनको पसंद आता है. And if somebody has a dry skin, I would recommend using a cream base, because उसमें oil content ज़्यादा होता है, तो it will make your skin hydrated. Now, according to the condition, so ideally minimum 30 SPF. सिर्फ SPF ही important नहीं होता, क्योंकि SPF stands for sun protection factor, and SPF 30 basically SPF आपको UVB rays से protect करता है. कभी भी आप अपनी सनस्क्रीन की बॉटल देखेंगे ना, तो उसके नीचे बूथ स्टार रेटिंग या फिर PA वैल्यू भी लिखी होती है. दैट इज सन प्रोटेक्शन फैक्टर फॉर UVA रेज. वो भी बहुत ज़रूरी होती है, क्योंकि हमारी UVA डीपर जाती है एज कम्पेयर टू UVB. UVB only goes till the upper layer of the skin, that is called as the epidermis. UVA goes little deeper to it in the dermal area. So the reactive oxygen species, so the damage is equally caused by UVA rays. Now there are a lot of sunscreens in the market, and उसमें ingredient या तो कुछ भी लिखा होता है. They have added some Ayurvedic preparation. They have just mentioned sunscreen SPF, not mentioned the PA value or the boot star rating. Please be careful and always choose the sunscreen with a proper SPF or PA value rating, and a broad spectrum is definitely better. If you are suffering from melasma, as I told you, a good quality sunscreen, a broad spectrum, which gives you protection from UVA, UVB. If you can, if it's better if it is giving you protection from infrared as well as blue light, because आजकल काफी sunscreen आ गई market में जो ये सारी rays से आपको protect करती हैं. In melasma patients, I prefer to give a higher SPF. वैसे 30 and 50 SPF में कोई इतना difference होता नहीं है, because 30 SPF gives you around 93 to 94%, and SPF 50 आपको 95 to 96% improve मतलब protection देता है. But higher SPF हम क्यों देते हैं? क्योंकि the amount of reapplication decreases in higher SPF. मतलब अगर आपको SPF 30 को हर 3 घंटे में या 2 घंटे में लगाने की जरूरत पड़ रही है, higher SPF you can reapply after 3 to 4 hours, like that, like little but 1 or 2 hours का margin आपको मिल जाता है higher SPF में, and better coverage, because problem is compliance and reapplication in most of us. So that's why for melasma patients I prefer a good higher SPF sunscreen according to the skin type I've explained you. If you have an oily skin, go for gel water. If you have a dry skin, this you can go for your cream based. or a matte finish sunscreen. Nowadays, tinted sunscreen are also there in the market. They are beautiful for people who have hyperpigmentary condition because वो एक आपको camouflage दे देता है, वो आपको एक blend कर देता है and वो pigment इतना दिखता नहीं है. And tinted sunscreen are kind of physical sunscreens only, which has zinc titanium तो होता है, but the color comes from iron oxide, which is again a very good sun protection, good for sun protection. So people with melasma can also go for tinted sunscreen, which gives you a dual action, gives you very good protection as well as gives the camouflage. वो उतना pigment आपको दिखेगा नहीं. So this is how you have to choose your sunscreen.
Right, right. Well, after this very beautiful explanation, I think हमें ये problem तो नहीं होने वाला है sunscreen choose करने का. We now know कि कौन सा sunscreen हमारे skin के लिए
Yes.
best होगा. फिर भी अगर लोग थोड़ा सा अभी भी confused है, you know what to do. You have to visit your expert. आप अपने expert के पास जाइए and सारे solution आपको वहीं पे मिल जाएंगे. Moving ahead with the next question, doctor. Coming back to melasma again, let's talk about the diagnosis. कैसे हम diagnose करते हैं melasma को. Also, we will know about the treatment of melasma. How do we treat it?
So diagnosis, basically, it's a clinical diagnosis. It is mainly diagnosed by a dermatologist because we know we have seen multiple hyperpigmentary conditions. हम अपने patients देख लेते हैं कि हमें पता होता है कि this is melasma.
Hmm.
Diagnosis is mostly clinical. Yes, there are certain modalities through which we can confirm our diagnosis, but regularly general practice में उसकी ज़रूरत पड़ती नहीं है हमें. Do is we do woods lamp. पुराने ज़माने में woods lamp use किया जाता था by dermats, in which there is enhancement of the brown color. It looks much more blacker. Then there is dermoscopy. Usually biopsies की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती until and unless there is a huge confusion whether it's melasma or ochronosis or any other skin condition like LPP. These are all medical terms, so I understand that the people won't understand, but I'm telling you from a doctor's point of view that biopsy हम तभी जाते हैं, टुकड़े की जांच हम तभी करते हैं जब we feel that we are confused. We have multiple differentials, but ideally it's a clinical diagnosis where I've told you that blotchy pigmentation, which comes around the cheeks, it can come on the bridge of the nose, on the forehead, it can come around this upper lip area or around the chin area. So बोला जाता है कि melasma mostly face में होता है. Yes, 99% of the time it's only on the face. But sometimes it can occur in other body parts also. Very rarely it can come on the neck, it can come on the arms. So that's how a dermat, like identifies ki what is it exactly. Coming back to the treatment, so there is some medical treatment is the first line. मतलब it has to be treated medically. ट्रीटमेंट हम देते इसलिए हैं कि हम जो कंडीशन है एक तो उसको बढ़ने से रोकें एंड we improve what is it is how it is cosmetically looking, because melasma is a very notorious disease. There is a high chance that it can reoccur if you're not taking care of yourself, or there are certain triggers like again a hormonal trigger or a UV exposure, heat exposure. So it usually comes and goes. It's a tricky situation, but yes, there are certain cases where it is transient and go backs completely, and there are certain cases where it is persistent. So a dermatologist will be able to identify, because melasma multiple types के होते हैं. It can be superficial, it can be deeper, that a dermat will understand. So treatment हम करते हैं इसलिए just to at least halt the condition or slow down the process as well as lighten it up. And there are certain creams which are available. Topical creams आती हैं काफ़ी, which has multiple ingredients like kojic, arbutin. Then there is hydroquinone. Then there is triple combination. Multiple creams which again has to be taken under a dermat. Please आप किसी से भी पूछ के, like usually it's very common where people ask somebody from salons or anywhere, and there are certain non-qualified people give creams which do not have names on it, और वो लगाते रहते हैं and they end up damaging their skin. So always go to a dermat for that kind of a medical treatment. Oral treatments are also available. We give oral tranexamic acid. Depending on the dosage is decided by the doctor. कितना time चलाना है, that has to be again under a dermat only. So there is medical treatment, there is oral treatment. So these are all first line treatment. You have to have antioxidant. We give antioxidant supplements also, and ghar pe I've told you what precautions you have to take. Then comes procedural treatments. Yes, these are the augmentation, these are added treatments through which you can accelerate the effect of what you're taking. So we do peels. Sometimes we do Q switch, but at a very low dose. There is a proper Q switch is a laser which we do for melasma. So there are multiple procedural modalities through which we can help reducing melasma. And in fact, PRP and all these are available in the clinics to reduce melasma pigmentation.
राइट। वेल, ट्रीटमेंट्स के बारे में हमने जाना, पर अगेन हर स्किन के लिए, हर पेशेंट के लिए अलग ट्रीटमेंट्स अवेलेबल है। सो मेक श्योर
Exactly.
आप अपने एक्सपर्ट के पास जा रहे हैं, मेक श्योर, क्योंकि
Remember
आई
that
पर्सनली
remember that a treatment for one patient of melasma is never equivalent to other. Like आप treatments share नहीं कर सकते because we have to
राइट।
diagnose what kind of melasma, whether it is epidermal, dermal, mixed, and how what is the condition, what cream will suit someone, because skin color पे भी depend करता है कि क्या skin
हम्म।
color है, क्या इस tendencies किसको है, तो इसलिए under a doctor treatment होना चाहिए इसका.
राइट, राइट, राइट। मैंने पर्सनली देखा है कि दोनों को सेम इशू है, and one person has been to the dermatologist, she's taking the medication, और अगले ने उनको देखा और उनको देख के सोचा कि सेम मेडिकेशन मुझे भी लेना चाहिए, तो डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट की क्या जरूरत है, दोनों को तो सेम इशू हो रहा है, सो लेट्स जस्ट गो टू द केमिस्ट एंड गेट इट। तो दिस हैपेंस वेरी यूजुअली, यू शुड नॉट डू दैट, इट कैन बी हार्मफुल फॉर यू, और जिस चीज के लिए शायद आप अप्लाई कर रहे हैं वो क्योर होगा नहीं, सो प्लीज डोंट डू दैट। Right, right. Moving ahead with the next question, doctor. हमने ये तो जाना कि चलिए ट्रीटमेंट्स अवेलेबल है, पर क्या ये परमानेंटली क्योर हो सकता है, जिस चीज के लिए एवरीबॉडी इज वॉरिड कि हमेशा के लिए जाना पॉसिबल है? इज इट पॉसिबल दैट इट इज क्योर परमानेंटली?
See, Priyanjali, frankly speaking, melasma, as I told you, is a notorious condition. I never say permanent. So there are certain conditions where it is epidermal or where it is very light, and just after start में treatment लिया, तो yes, it whenever the trigger is gone. So there is something called as transient melasma, where you have a hormonal trigger or something is triggering it, and once the trigger is taken off, तो melasma अपने आप निकल जाता है या फिर आप दवाइयों से वो जल्दी से चला जाता है. But there is something called as persistent melasma which is persisting more than a year, काफी टाइम से है आपको, तो उसमें more or less it's permanent, and sometimes like we if even if you take treatments we can reduce it, हम उसको हटा सकते हैं, कभी कभी चला भी जाता है, but once the trigger comes back it's again increases. So I never say that it's permanent until and each patient is different. Sometimes it goes off completely, and most of the times it stays, or and what our treatments are meant for is reducing the extent कि अगर आपको थोड़ा हुआ है तो और ज्यादा ना बढ़े या फिर और डार्क ना
हम्म।
हो, because if you don't do anything about it then it will become darker 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 darker. If you're not even applying
हम्म।
sunscreen तो वो और ज्यादा cosmetical concern बन जाता है, and it is definitely very frustrating for all my patients. I see so many melasma patients. It is frustrating for them to carry that kind of a pigmentation. So permanent is a very wrong word. Permanent treatment कि अभी कभी नहीं आएगा, doctor always give you the guarantee कि बस चला जाएगा हमेशा के लिए. I never say that. It's a process. Yes, it can come back. So I always tell my patients, please be regular with your topicals. Be in a follow up. जितना हम इसको कम करने की कोशिश करेंगे, कोशिश तो यही रहती है डॉक्टर्स की वो चला जाए, but it can come back. So not permanent. I wouldn't say it's permanent.
So we are saying that it can be treated, but it can't be cured. Are we saying that?
Yes, yes, yes. It's something like, like you. I mean, I don't know if it's a right comparison, but if somebody has diabetes and you have given them medications and their sugar is controlled, and the other day if there
Hmm.
is again stress and they start eating, they're not taking care of the health, and again the sugar spikes, so it can come back. I don't know whether
Right.
it's the right comparison, but something like that. It's a condition. It can get triggered up by your hormones, stress and whatnot. तो इसलिए yes, cure मैं नहीं बोलूँगी. I mean it can be treated. Yes.
So for all the melasma patients, I think आप लोग को mentally prepare हो जाना चाहिए that this is something that's gonna stay with you forever. आप इसे definitely पहले से better देख सकते हैं if you are under
अर्ली
dermat
ट्रीटमेंट
guidance.
इज बेटर। अर्ली
Yes.
जिससे पहले वो आप वेट करते रहो कि जाएगा, खुद से चला जाएगा। अर्ली
Mm-hmm.
ट्रीटमेंट जरूर करें जिससे कि वो उतना बुरा ना लगे। एंड जब प्रॉब्लम हाथ से बाहर निकल जाती है, then it becomes much more difficult for the dermat and it takes time to reduce it. So yes.
राइट, राइट, राइट। एक रूटीन बना लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है अपने मेडिकेशंस को लेके, चाहे वो कि जिस भी प्रकार का आपको रेफ़र किया जा रहा है। मेक इट अ रूटीन, जैसे आप डेली सुबह उठते हैं, ब्रश करते हैं, वैसे ही मेक इट अ पार्ट ऑफ योर डेली हैबिट। नाउ वी विल गो विद सम व्यूअर्स क्वेश्चंस। आज का सबसे पहला सवाल आ रहा है दीपक सक्सेना से, जो पूछते हैं, कैन melasma बी ट्रीटेड विद टॉपिकल क्रीम्स? आई थिंक डॉक्टर हैज़ ऑलरेडी आंसर्ड, but do you want to add something to it?
Yes, it can be treated with topical creams, but the creams has to be chosen. You have to visit a dermatologist. I told you, there are various ingredients where there are some very, like strong medicines जो हम topically देते हैं. I don't want to say the brand names or the content because it's, I don't know, people will go and just buy anything. But ये है कि there are certain stronger creams which we start initially to manage the disease and then we give a maintenance therapy. So topical cream say yes, it can be controlled. There is a proper skincare routine which we give to our patients. So वो आपको वैसे वैसे follow करना चाहिए so that melasma कम हो जाए. If it is not responding to topical, sometimes first line therapy में हम oral medications भी start कर देते हैं. So combination gives a better result. So yes, it can be treated by topical creams. We do treat it with topical creams. That's the first thing which we do.
Doctor, stress is also another reason to a lot of skin conditions, or say health problems,
Yes,
health issues.
right,
Can
right.
stress also trigger melasma? Is it possible?
It is possible. See, when you are under stress, there are certain hormones released. Stress hormones बहुत टाइप के होते हैं जो हमारी बॉडी में रिलीज होते हैं. एंड अंडर स्ट्रेस योर स्ट्रेस ना कि सिर्फ आपकी स्किन में शो करता है बट आपके हेयर पे भी शो करते हैं. स्टार्ट हैविंग हेयर
Hmm.
फॉल, स्किन, देयर इज डलनेस इन द स्किन एंड द मतलब रिएक्टिव ऑक्सीजन स्पीशीज और फ्री रेडिकल फॉर्मेशन वो ज़्यादा हो जाता है. तो definitely stress is one of the factors, not the very important factor, but it does. There is increased cortisol, increased stress hormones. So yes, stress can trigger melasma. It does.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The next question, doctor, comes from Rohit John, जो पूछते हैं, how effective are chemical peels for melasma?
See, chemical peels are effective, but sole treatment of chemical, like an isolated just chemical peel is a treatment, is not the first line. It is not, we say, category A treatment for melasma. It is used as an adjunct to the topical treatments because, yes, chemical peels do penetrate deep into your skin, especially useful for epidermal melasma, जो superficial melasma होता है. And it starts increases your skin turnover, takes out the dead layer, stimulates newer and fresher skin cells. Equivalent to that, you have to be regular with your sunscreen. So yes, we do different kind of chemical peels, like we do glycolic, trichloroacetic acid, we do yellow peels. It should be used as an adjunct with the topical and the oral treatment. So it's like a combined approach which you have to take. It is one of the modality which we use for melasma, and yes, it does treats it.
Right. And the last, doctor, question comes from Pijushri, who asks, can laser treatments help melasma?
See, laser treatment do help, but I again would like to press on the fact that do it under a dermatologist who understands melasma properly at the cellular level. So laser is a two-edged sword. Laser जो हम करते हैं normally usually it's used as a Q switch laser. Now Q switch laser, if very high parameters, can actually, when you do it, you are just taking out the pigment, but again it can trigger again. So it has to be a subcellular. You have to work on a subcellular level. There are certain parameters you have to take for the laser to actually work on melasma. So do not get laser done by random non-qualified people. It is not again the first line treatment. There are certain, you have to be careful with the laser. Choose the parameters which actually reduces it, and you have to use subcellular photothermolysis, and that is only decided by a dermat. But yes, it is again one of the modalities, and also not a first line treatment. It is used as an adjunct to accelerate the effect of the topical and the oral treatments which the doctor has started you on. But yes, it is one of the treatments of melasma.
Well, we had a wonderful discussion about the topic melasma today and how we can manage it. Doctor, before we take a leave today, any take home message for our viewers who has watched us so far?
Take home message is the same. Please, if you're suffering from melasma, first of all, do not feel low. If you have identified it, go to a dermatologist. The dermat will definitely help you. Will tell you do's and don'ts. The precautions are very important. Please listen to your dermat. Be regular with your sunscreen. Be regular with your medications, and try to learn camouflage. Learn the way how you can camouflage it, as well as also just be happy. Don't worry about the melasma condition. Be regular and do your treatments properly. I think that is enough. Be aware what you have and how you can handle it, and if you identify it early, then go to a doctor. Do not keep on delaying it. It's same for the males. It's just a myth that melasma females में होता है, males में नहीं होता. Males को भी हो सकता है, and you have to again visit a dermatologist and not ignore it in the initial stage only. So
Well,
that's from.
that was the expert advice for today, and that was Dr. Survi Sharma for all of us. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your valuable time. It has been a very, very informative session for our viewers today, and we look forward to many more such sessions in coming time. Also, thank you, viewers, for your excellent participation. For more information and updates, stay connected to our FB page, Beautiful Spotless Skin. We are also available on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you. Stay safe
Thank you
and
so
stay
much.
healthy.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you for having me here. It was fun.